TGIF, thank God it's flat. Thank God it's Friday. Thank God I am here with all of you fine people. Hello, everybody. My name is Josh Corey. You are listening to Iron Rail Media's Flat Earth Friday FringeCast. Today is February 2nd, 2018. It's a cool, crisp 30 degrees here just outside of St. Louis, Missouri. Not much going on in my world. Fighting off a little sickness, but feeling above average, so I guess that's all right. Looks like we've got a pretty full house today. I want to welcome everybody. Welcome Mr. Rob Freddy. Rob, how are you doing this week?
Pretty good. Busy, busy week at work. But stayed up on Thursday night or Wednesday night and watched the blood moon. I thought it was absolutely spectacular. Wasn't a cloud in the sky. Once the moon had been fully covered over, just the red, and I was zooming in on it with my camera, taking photos. Spectacular, I thought. Whether it's global or whether it's flat, we know it's flat, but still spectacular. Still spectacular. That's all I could say. Yeah, because it was dead. It was just dark. It was just, I could see all the stars. It was just spectacular, I thought. So no, it was great for us.
Well, awesome. Yeah, I was completely and utterly overcast. I got nothing. Not even a faint glow.
We'll probably touch on it soon, but just from, I was even saying to my boys, my boys stayed up because it started about 9:30 at night for me, and I went to bed about 11:30 when it was fully covered. I had to get up at work for 5 o'clock. So, but it looked transparent. The redness, it was like if you got a glass marble and you put a red light behind it. That's what it looked like for me. It was, I mean, you've seen all the photos that are on the net, and that's what I was taking photos. It was no different to what I was saying, but I was zooming right in on the redness, and it just looked like it was see-through. It was amazing.
Well, that's awesome. I know my co-host over on the Ironworks, Mr. Walter Johnson. I know, Walt, you were out there catching some footage of that, super blue blood moon eclipse.
Super blue blood moon eclipse. I like that better. Yeah, I was out there freezing to death at the coast there. It was probably in the mid-teens with the wind chill. So, but unlike Rob, I had added light pollution. They have added a lot of sodium lights out there in the park area, so that caused me to have a lot more light pollution than when normally we go out there to look at the stars. And we had been having chemtrails all day, so the haze was there. It was okay towards the middle part, but as it got towards my horizon, which I wasn't predicted in the model to be able to see it to completion, but I should have been able to see it get to the red point. But unfortunately, as the sun came up behind me, the moon was still in the sky in front of me. I had a little reddish orange smile left as it was getting ready to go into the red, and then the haze of the distant silvery sky there took it away. So I didn't get to see the full red that you guys did, Rob. But I definitely feel what I sat through broke the Helio model to pieces, because the shadow that I got in South Louisiana came from the top of the moon down as the sun was rising behind me in the east. So just sit and think about it for a few minutes. I can't wait to see the new diagrams and tricks of light and all these things they're going to use to explain this one, because it just doesn't work. I saw Paul in the Plains video showing a great same thing I saw from the top down, but there's some in the States, here in the States, nowhere near the equator, here in the States, showing it from the side, eclipsing from the side, which doesn't work in any model that they give us. So
mine
it's broken.
Mine eclipsed from the bottom right corner, and the last part of the moon to go into shadow was about at 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock if you have the moon as a clock.
Right.
So the last part of the moon was about at 11 o'clock when it went completely dark. That was for me. So yeah, bottom to top for me instead of top to bottom for you. But for me that sort of worked. Like I was having a good think about it, and
Right. Yeah, that
that
would
did
work
make
for
no
where
that
you were.
made sense. It made sense for a sun that was under me.
Right.
I know we live on a flat Earth, but I was having to think about it, and it sort of made sense. I haven't thought about it in your part of the world, but I've thought about it in my part of the world, and it sort of made sense. But I could be wrong too.
Well, you should never have to apologize for being conditioned to believe that the Earth is round. The conditioning's out there. Sometimes, I mean, their model works the way it does for a reason. So just because it looks like maybe their model's working doesn't mean it's true. Just that good.
Well, as soon as we get all the introductions done, we can definitely look at my little moon sunrise part of the video. It's only about 4 minutes, I guess, 5 minutes. I'll have to go pop over there. But definite sunlight coming up behind me with the eclipse coming down from the top. Doesn't work. Go ahead, though. Say hi to everybody else. Hi, everybody else.
Yeah, we got James in here. James, you got a new video out this week I thought was pretty cool. Gotta love me some coffee. It's my my life's blood, the nectar of the gods. But how was your week? What can you tell us about that little nice piece of BS you found from NASA?
I am stressed out of my mind this week. I had a lot of stuff going on ancillary to Flat Earth and to you guys. I can sigh and relax. It's over. Stressful, lots of doctors things, lots of forms. You know what I'm talking about, Walt. Doing the insurance run, and you know everything has to be just so.
Yes, sir.
And I've been really tired. I've been just fighting. I feel like I've been fighting the man for like 2 years here, but hopefully we're getting some results and some decisions. And it's been snowing here. It's cold. Yeah, it's been a tough week. I can't say I'll miss it at all. But you know what the week has brought? Being such a tough week for me, it's made me so grateful that I'm here now and get to spend time with my mates. So thank you all for being here. Thank you to the listeners. Thank you to everybody that does the wrenches for us. And I'm really looking forward to getting cheered up because I know it always works. IRM, Flat Friday. All right.
Awesome. Well, we are glad to have you here, James. Sorry things were so rough, but yeah, and it's time to kick back, relax, enjoy some time with your friends. We're here. We love you.
Oh, and the coffee, man. Oh God. Yeah, I got that clown again, the NASA guy that plays. Who is it? He looks like Jeff Daniels. Don Pettit, and he is trying to peddle a whole bag of, poop. Because if you look at it, you can see there's a couple wonderful things, but the big reveal is like they're filming it on like a blue clothy screen at the beginning of the video, and then at the end it switches to the blue screen, the actual NASA blue screen one. So they're like, somebody fucked up, big time. You'll see it. Enjoy.
James, what was the answer? Just to get in that, did I get the answer right? Because I've not seen a response.
What?
The official answer on your vid, and I want to see the rest, by the way, because I enjoyed that. It was.
Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't we get the introductions out of the way, talk about the moon, and maybe in the second half we can all watch the video. It's very short, and we can go through it. I think it'd be great.
Yeah, we definitely should. Well, while you're here, Adam, how was your week?
Yeah, it was good. Evening, everyone. Yeah, like I think everyone busy start of the week with, as you say, mate, earning life credits, and then had a nice flat earth end. Certainly today, quite interesting information. Obviously, I've been doing a bit of the moon stuff with you, like you, Josh. It was really on the actual day of the eclipse. Even though we weren't going to see, I still wanted to film the moon. It was really overcast here, but as we'll probably show later, got a few interesting shots that have lens issues, but similar synergy with some images that Walt took. So a good bit of zetetic research, if a little amateurish, at the beginning of the week. And then I've been chatting with Nathan Oakley tonight, and just a little bit of update on the Isle of Man stuff later on, which I'll give, which I think's fairly significant. Can't reveal too much, but hopefully Nathan will in the week, but maybe a little update on some of the confusion that's been going off and some of the claims with regards to Ireland and what's going off there. So
yeah, I look forward to that. They've always got good, interesting stuff going on over there. And then last, but definitely not least, neither rain, snow, nor gloom of night will keep away this savage MFer. John Savage, how the hell are you?
I'm well, Josh. Cheers. Hi, guys. Nice to be back. Nothing will keep me away, eh? Well, yeah, it's been about a month I've been away now. I've had to write off the whole of January, feeling like crap. But, yeah, getting there. Still struggling to get over some antibiotics I was forced to take, so that will never happen again. But other than that, yeah, looking forward to being back on and hopefully discussing some decent, interesting stuff.
Absolutely. I think we got a big pile of stuff to talk about too. I've just been I ran across this little app on my phone called Feedly. So it lets me kind of go through some of the big mainstream media sources of news, and I get to laugh at some of the headlines these people write and some of the stories they put out there. So it gives me a chance to just zip them on over to really anywhere I choose, so I can help keep track of some of this crap as they put it out. So yeah, there's some good ones I put in our little media and links room. You guys can check out that. Hopefully we'll get a chance to talk about, because there's some pretty funny ones in there.
I was looking at them earlier. Yeah, there's, they do talk some shit, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Are we talking along the lines of the Humanity Star here?
You know what? It's along the lines of just all that general BS that they're putting out there. I mean, I think I even added a couple more within the last half hour or so that are just pretty hilarious. But yeah, everywhere from, the Mars rover snapping a new selfie to more rocket launches coming up, and astronauts eating poop and all kinds of good stuff. So yeah, we'll get into it. So that's funny. Anybody have anything sincerely pressing they wanted to jump right into?
I just wanted to say that the SBBBME X squared eclipse was a bust for me. It was snowstorm, couldn't see a bloody thing. So I'm out in terms of evidence that way. But I'm really excited to hear what Rob is going to say, and Walt got a good look at it, and I'm sure maybe John and the others did too. So, but it was a complete bust for me.
Nope. Yep. Like I said, it was a bust for me. I didn't see
nothing in the UK.
Okay. Well, shitty.
Well, definitely, if you guys want to pop that one on, I mean, it was actually 7 minutes. I thought it was the 3-minute one. But you can fast forward through my little beginning part.
Well, what are the chances you could play it?
I can. I certainly can. Give me a second here, guys, if you'll hold it for me while I get this ready.
What are we watching?
This will be Walter's video.
Okay. Oh, someone actually got it then, finally.
I'd love to play my stuff, John, but my laptop's broken and I haven't got the expendable cash like you to go and buy another one.
Go sell your camera, because you never fucking use it.
Well, what do you think I'm going to play for you? Well, I was going to play for you. No, I got some good video. I think I got some good video anyway, as soon as I can play it. But yeah, for me it looked, I was zooming right in on the red part and just...
All right, can you see my screen, guys?
Yeah. Yep.
All right, and again, this is me on my cell phone on the coast. as the sun begins to come up. Hey guys, Walt here, Flat Earth there.
Handsome fella, hey.
The thing that they got the time
What time
wrong
did you say this was, Walt?
when I sent you guys that. Oh wait, you know what? This may not be the right one. I apologize. Goodness, too many videos. That's
TMV. Too many videos.
Too many videos. There it is. Oh, that's still not it. Oh, goodness.
Boy, there it is again. Our star.
Here we go. Sunlight, full on, and still that much in the sky. This is also, I forgot, this is also when the, hey guys,
Yeah.
I have a question. When the, can anyone explain to me why the column of light has broken? At my feet. The column of light has broken. You see that? Just yammering on something going on in the water. I've walked around. Because I was in freak out mode because suddenly the column of light was broken in the middle. And it wasn't when I got there. Now, of course, we all know that proves it's a ball, right? But anyway, this much is eclipsed. And it is full daylight. You see it's full daylight. It's not just sunrise. It is the sun up behind me completely. And I'm just showing that it's no longer coming to my feet here, and it is broken here in the middle. But if I can ever get it to clear up, you can see that the eclipse is on the bottom part. I mean, the eclipse is on the top part. It's still smiling at me on the bottom.
Do you pan round to the sun at any point?
I did in the video after this. I'm not on the right one. That's what I'm saying. I've got too many things going on. I need to concise this down into just one little video instead of having all these parts.
Because that would be a proper Celine Leon.
Yeah, on the last video when I ended it all, you can see that it's full daylight and the sun's up and all that. But it's a 12-minute video, and I don't want to sit through all that.
Whoa.
But you guys, yes.
So as the moon's eclipsed and then the shadow leaves, what time is the shadow leaving the moon in the morning?
It was at 10 o'clock. It was supposed to be leaving the moon. Like at 10 o'clock, it would have been all the way across to the other side. The shadow would have been all the way down and then out the other side. I'm assuming with a nice arc going this direction. You know, an arc like this instead of an arc we saw like this. So that was what it was supposed to do. I knew my computer would crash if I kept that up too long. Anyway.
So that's the so rare. I mean, the records show that you know that they've recorded this Celine Leon eclipse where the sun and moon are above the horizon at the same time. Only 50 times in the last.
Did you say Celine Dion?
No, I didn't.
Right. He did. He likes Celine Dion. Yeah, but the problem is the angle of the moon for me. The angle of the shadow. It doesn't work. It just doesn't. Not coming up from the top. If it had been from the bottom, even maybe from the side, I could have figured out a way to make it work, but not from the top down all night long, and then suddenly the sun comes up behind me.
I'm just sitting here thinking how I'm seeing it opposite. I'm seeing the shadow come from the other way.
All right, how the hell did that happen? While I'm seeing it come from the bottom. You know, I mean, none of it makes sense.
None of it makes sense.
It's the personal moon now, not just a personal sun, but everybody has their own personal moon apparently too.
Regional or local, right? It's like probably maybe
Regional
one
moon. Band name called it Regional Moon.
Boom. IRM.
Josh, can we play Paul on the Plains vid?
Yeah, his is much better quality. I was just trying to show that it was daylight. You guys can go watch my crap on my channel. I'll clean it up. I'll put it all together in a video, make it nice for you.
So I thought that was the cleaned up one.
No, it wasn't really. It was, I mean, yeah, it's cleaned up as far as the camera jitters, but all the inanities of me just sitting there yapping, waiting for things to happen, there's a lot of that because it really took an hour for it to begin. It took an hour later than it, and I wasn't wrong with the time. I checked it 15 times before I left, and once I got out there and nothing was happening for the first hour, I was like, okay, I've been through eclipses. When I went through the 2015 eclipse, when they said it was going to begin, it began. immediately, and the color started shifting, and all that happened quickly. It wasn't an hour into it when it finally started slowly kind of fading into a little bit of a shadow. It was totally different than what I saw happen in 2015.
And which one was real?
And many times before that. Well, I experienced them both. They were both real.
For you.
For you, you're an idiot. Fucking idiot. Oh my goodness.
Oh, good to be back, gents.
Jimmy boy.
Paul on the plane here. Just a quick video today, the day after a lunar eclipse on January 31, 2018. A Facebook friend of mine, Ron Hagberg, who resides in Florida, captured both video and photographic evidence last night of the lunar eclipse that, in my opinion, blows the globe of the Earth out of the water. By the Earth's shadow being visible on the moon. Now, we're all told that the phenomenon of a lunar eclipse happens when the sun, the Earth, and the moon are all lined up, and the Earth's shadow caused by the sun's light is visible on the moon. So the darkened area we see is supposedly the shadow and the quote-unquote curve of the Earth. But what Mr. Hagberg documented last night, as you can see here, is the alleged shadow of the Earth completely upside down from where it should be on the globe model. If the darkening area of the moon is believed to be the Earth's shadow, then why isn't the shadow appearing on the other side, or the bottom of the moon? You can view all of Mr. Hagberg's work on Facebook. He's made it public so all can view it and review it and consider it and share it, etc. The link is in the video's description. He told me this afternoon his video and pictures are going viral, and he's been asked by many if they can share it. He graciously allowed me to share them here with you. I have also had other folks send me photos, like this one, showing me different angles of the shadow, like on the side of the moon here, which also doesn't work in the heliocentric model. There are also numerous accounts on Facebook of folks experiencing the darkening of the moon with the lunar eclipse last night, with the sun still visible above the horizon. Explain that, Globe Earth defenders. That's it for today. Hope you enjoyed Mr. Hagberg's work as much as I have, and please share it in all of your circles. Until next time, this has been Paul on the Plane. Keep it flat.
Before we go on there, guys, something's just popped in mind. You know, when I was a kid and stuff like this would be on the news all the time. There'd be hundreds of, you know what I mean? Kids would come out of school, you'd have a chance to go and see it. It's kind of just popped in my head there that
in the 80s, man.
Kind of dampened down now in terms of mainstream media. It's almost ignored. I don't watch it. I don't know if anybody saw anything on the mainstream, even in the chat. Did anybody see anything occurring in mainstream?
There was a few articles during the weeks leading up to it. I mean, we had been sharing them a little bit on the morning show, just talking about that it was coming, and that's why we were seeing it every time we were going into our little news feeds, at least 2 or 3 articles about the upcoming eclipse and how to view it and when and where it would be seen and that kind of thing. But I'm like you, Adam. It was a bigger deal when I was a kid. You know, we were all pumped up, and it had been, maybe it's just the programming of television these days have kids so bored they don't, if it's not on the screen, they don't want to see it, you know. I don't know, but definitely wouldn't.
Well, you wouldn't have seen the whole thing anyway, would you? It would have.
No, it was going to set at, like, it would have gotten completely red as it was reaching the horizon, and then it would have set as it was starting to go across to the other side. That was what I was supposed to see.
I think it was more of a big deal here because we copped the whole lot. We could see the whole lot, and it was
right.
But for you, because it was going to be during the day, and I think it maybe it wasn't such a big deal where you are because of that reason.
Well, it was definitely early morning and not great viewing here, but I was hoping out on the West Coast. My brother has said he didn't really get any great shots of it either. It was too weird of a time of the day, and he had to work and all those things. So, and that's what I figured. Where they're located is not there's not a good horizon line. There's a lot of houses and trees, so he would have had to travel to a spot to get to that, and it would have been early, and it would have definitely messed his work day up. So I have no access. What Paul here on his videos he put up here, that's the best footage I've seen. And as you see there, coming down from the top, going out the bottom, it just doesn't make sense.
I'm just sitting here. I'm just sitting here with my globe, and I've got a bottle. Cap, and I've got the bottle cap above Australia at about, I don't know, it was nearly right above my head when it was fully covered, and the bottle cap, no matter where I put the bottle cap, it can be a long, long way away. I can't see Louisiana.
Right. Exactly.
I can't see Louisiana with the bottle cap. And I'm trying to work out the shadow. I've got the shadow for me, as in I understand where the shadow's coming from. I've got the sun moving from behind the globe. The shadow doesn't work out. It's not right for you. It's right for me, I think. I think the shadow's right for me, but I can't see how it worked. I can't see how it worked for you.
Right. And then how we were both seeing it at the same time, and we were seeing it with the shadow in different places. How is that possible from out in space? It's not. Yeah. Now, this whole thing with the North Node and that possibly being between you and I, during this viewing, the node of Rahu or K2 or whatever the heck they call it, being what's causing this.
You only saw the start of it. You only saw the start of it, did you? You wouldn't have seen the second
part.
The
last, here, I'll send you a shot. I'll put a shot up on the screen of my last visibility. I have it right here on my phone.
And what if you get a hostage in the back that's crying awfully loud? If you could just silence
man.
Just a little.
Shut your pig mouth.
Put some lotion on its skin or something. I don't care. I just wanted to pop in real quick and say this too. John, I know you were pretty disappointed when that Earth.Null School AE projector was suddenly and without warning removed from the website. So you couldn't go back through and click through and change the globe Earth into that nice AE projection to show wind currents and things like that. Mm-hmm. But if you head on over to teslasapple.com, he's kind of trying to recreate that projector. He says it's a little bit buggy, but he's got it up running over there. So
oh wow, cool.
Be able to start running that again. Yeah, I knew you'd be excited because that's a pretty handy little tool.
Absolutely. Yeah, good work.
Let's see, anything else? Oh, just the other thing was I did see in chat that Zach Zabala, or Good Times for All if you prefer, finally got his new gold foils in. He got a new toy, got a little excited, and started tearing it apart first thing out of the box. So he had to wait for some new gold foils to get in so he can start measuring electric charges.
I just sent the picture to this Skype chat of my last visibility of the eclipse as it was fading into the distance. If you want to show it to everybody.
Yeah, we've seen it there.
Rob, can you just describe the transit of the shadow from your perspective? Just, if it was above your head, just like if you were looking at it.
Well, the shadow started from the bottom right-hand corner about 5 o'clock and moved across. It nearly became red. All the shadow part, when I zoomed in on it, it became red. The whole, half of it was red, and for me, it became see-through. It was like a marble. It was like a glass marble that you had a red light beyond. That's what it looked like to me.
I love that description. I like that a lot.
But yeah, as I said, I watched the first part of it, and when it became fully blocked, I stayed up for a little bit longer after that, trying to get photos and getting some photos. But didn't watch the second part of it, but had to go to bed. I thought it was amazing. That's what I thought. I've never seen anything like that. It was amazing.
So what did it feel like to you? Did you get any kind of feeling while you were watching it?
No.
Just a shock and awe?
I was in awe. I was in awe when I wasn't in awe until it was fully covered.
Right.
I thought because it went like the moon was giving off a lot of light, but then when the light was gone, and I could see every star. I was in the backyard. Every star. There's no light. There's no street lights or house lights or anything. It was completely pitch black outside, and there was very, very dark, and I could see every star. It was spectacular. Yep.
Well, definitely when I was outside, because I spent quite a bit of time in the car with the heater running because it was freezing. But when I would get out and view it, either through my binoculars or just with my eyes, naked eyes,
See, just looking at that picture there, for me to be able to see the same thing at the same time, I've got to be upside down.
Right. You're on the plane. You're on the plane above me. I know, right?
I've got to be upside down in the sky to be seeing that.
Exactly.
That's completely opposite. That's completely opposite to what I've seen.
We've been saying that for years.
We've been
To get your anti-gravity boost.
Right, hanging on.
Keep hanging on, brother.
That. Oh my goodness.
Ross Thatcher in chat said there's something about silver and the moon, silver bullets for werewolves, etc., etc. He says he uses colloidal silver in place of antibiotics because Zach was talking about golden seal for John for helping with fighting off infections. But I have noticed the last couple nights that the moon is especially silvery. When I woke up this morning for the show, I looked outside and it looked like it had snowed. It looked like it was almost completely white. It was so silver. That light was so not sunlight.
Saying that, you're making me think about yesterday as we were going. We just took a trip late in the afternoon, and I was heading into the sunset driving and just noticed the glow of the sun in the distance as it was setting being this weird golden color. And I'm not talking about that pastoral gold you're used to in the, nice opening shots of movies or whatever. This was just literally like gold, silver, versus that silver light. You're talking about a golden light. But then I started to realize that to the right and to the left of this area where all this was happening in the sunset area, it wasn't golden. And then it was a lot of cloud cover. In fact, I'll have to get the pictures, I guess, and show you guys. But it was like certain areas you could see through the clouds where this was happening, straight through to the blue sky. But then the area where the sun was getting occulted by these clouds, it was turning everything this weird golden light. I don't know. It was bizarre. We had to pull over and check it out. It was so weird. So there's definitely a lot going on with the light above us.
Can you guys see this video I'm sharing?
Yep.
Everybody sharing at the same time. Wow.
Yes.
I do.
Josh, is it on the live feed? I just wanted to point this out. It's about an hour and 14-minute video of the eclipse, but as you watch it hit the horizon, look at this for a perfect example of showing the mirror band effect. So you've got the horizon here. Look at that. See that?
We can't see anything now, John.
Yeah, jolly good.
Yeah, nothing.
We did see it, then we didn't.
Let me try again. See that?
Yeah, we got it.
Alright, check it out when it reaches the horizon. You'll see the moon coming up. Oop, there we go.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Lovely.
That's great.
That's cool.
Just watch one more time.
I was going to say earlier on that
And see, I was
where
hoping
the
to
moon-
catch that kind of stuff.
where the
Go
moon
ahead,
was
sorry.
for me, I didn't have anything behind it. Like, I would rather have it been lower in the sky so I could have it up against the mountains or have maybe trees in the foreground or but where it was for me, I couldn't really take, like, they're spectacular pictures there because it's going behind the horizon. It's all happening at the same time. Where for me, it was just up in the sky. All I could take a photo was the moon. I couldn't take like a picture frame photo, like what you're seeing there. So I would probably rather have it been like that for me, where it was on the horizon. We could take, if you know what I mean.
Rob, can you see this screen share now? I've got. I just want to kind of quickly bring you back to what you were saying. You can't understand why you could see it, and just maybe. And I'm not suggesting this map's correct, but kind of probably demonstrates the point that at least on this map, the observations are conceivable, unlike as you're saying, they're not conceivable. Certainly for 2 positions. So, can you see the map, guys?
Yeah, just for everyone else out there too. This is the first time we've discussed this, so we're just talking on the run here. We're having a bit to think about it, and we haven't
research.
Haven't sat down.
Right.
Yeah, we haven't sat down and had to think about this previous. So we're doing
Cleaned
this
it up.
right now.
If well, maybe wait though. Can I save? I'll save the image. I'll open it in Paint. You still see that, guys?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
You can see that in Paint now, yeah.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Rob, just guide me to where you are. Right here, or
All right. No, I'm not up in the search bar. No, I'm in Australia. You know that thing? Yep. Go up, down. Sorry, down.
Down.
Follow the coast down. Follow the coast down.
Other way.
Down. No, that's right. Down.
Oh,
No, down. About there.
right here.
Up a bit further. No. Up a bit further. Yeah, that'll do. That's pretty close.
Walt, where are you, Walt?
You're
in
pretty
La
close,
La
actually. You see where the meridian lines cross? That's pretty much where I'm at.
Yeah. So if I put that there.
That's close enough. Yeah.
Now, obviously, we've heard why it's difficult for you guys to imagine it on a ball. So if we put the moon in, where can we put the moon? Let's just assume
Wow. Hey, man, you know what? While you're putting that up, if we take into account what Riley was trying to show us with the grid lines and how that skews for this map to be put on either the flat map or the globe, it's quite possible that in reality, the north node is between Rob and I, and that's exactly why we were seeing it the opposite.
All right, so if we've got the moon here, now Rob can see it, and you can see it, and the opposite eclipsing issues that we see. So from Rob's perspective, coming in, going across here, and from your perspective, it coming in and finishing off over here, or just.
But that's not the direction it sets in for me, though. It sets more southwest. That's crazy.
Well, let's probably more take Paul on the plains position.
Yeah, so that's where Paul is. But yeah, I'm seeing what you're saying. Go ahead. I'm just.
You see what I mean? Well, what we've got is I can't, as Rob alluded to, it's pretty much on the fly. So the exact angle. But the thing that struck me is that you two guys have got opposing.
Right.
Yeah. So
which doesn't work for a shadow of a ball at
that's
all.
Right. That's right.
Yeah.
Right. That is right.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's like that.
The furthest part of that moon away to me is in the shadow, and that'll be opposite to you. That'll be opposite to you. So you're seeing it from the other way.
Yeah.
And that's opposite to you. Yeah.
Right.
By the way, Adam,
just like a flag on the ceiling of an auditorium, and we're both on opposing teams. And I see the flag upright, and you see the flag upside down.
I think so. The only point I'd make is that even if we don't agree to this map, the dimensions of the map, the proportions, the simple fact that it's flat and these two, Rob and Paul on the plane or whatever, these kind of have similar opposing movements of the moon that match this map in correspondence to what we described. We can't even imagine our observations on the ball, even in terms of shadow movement, never mind in relation to another person and matching it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you think about no, just make it easy. If you're in a room and I'm on one side of the room and you just shine a light on the ceiling, we're looking at, and one of us is on each side of the room. We're looking at opposite.
Right.
Aren't we? We're looking at opposite, and that's exactly what this is here. But that doesn't work on a globe, to me.
No.
Yeah.
But it would work if it was a little skewed more than this, and the actual north node was between us, and that's what's causing the eclipse, or the dispersion of energy, or whatever the hell it is when it happens.
Because it's certainly not the Earth's shadow.
No.
But I find it amazing how they can predict that.
Well, of course, they've been predicting it for thousands of years with Vedic cosmology.
I had it out with the troll on my office troll on Thursday morning, and I asked him, because he said, did you watch the Globe Proof last night? And I said, yeah. I said, can I ask you one thing? I said, how have they been predicting that it's going to be red for thousands of years? I said, if it's a globe, how are they predicting it 3,000 years ago? And he was trying to make out like the world's, we've always thought it's a globe. I said, no. It was only 500 years ago or whatever that we thought it was we still thought it was flat. So all the text out there says, talks about it being flat, and all the Chinese and the.
Yeah, but Rob, haven't you heard the propaganda, Rob, that since Flat Earth, Neo Flat Earth came out, that they started bringing out articles and TV programs and stuff saying how it wasn't, even a book has come out about it, saying that they didn't think it was flat 500 plus years ago.
Right.
They never thought it was flat. That was just utter bollocks. Yeah, it's always been round ever since Pythagoras and Hippocrates and all the other load of rubbish. so now they don't even admit.
Ridiculed.
Guys, sorry to digress. There's a point here that I kind of wanted both John's and Walt's opinion. Sorry to no offence to anybody else. I'm sounding like the Oakley supporters channel, but this isn't Nathan's work. It's something done by Chris Monk, and it's something that I've always struggled with. A, because I don't understand what libration fully is, even in a heliocentric model. I kind of get it better, but I've always struggled to translate that to a flat Earth model. And I don't know if you can cue that up, Josh. It's probably video 3 or something like that on 0.5. It's just a little bit that kind of relates to this map, so I thought I'd kind of force it in now. That just kind of demonstrates with some of the blender technology that Chris has got and the optics, how we, at different points on the Earth, using a flat Earth model, it doesn't necessarily demonstrate exact replication of the moon's libration from any particular points, but he does demonstrate the point that libration is achievable on a flat Earth model. Maybe just played a bit rather than me. So I don't really know what I'm on about.
I had Ravenlock's video of her eclipse there in Guam. But
I want to see that.
Frozen, so I'm just sort of waiting patient.
Well, then I can pull it up perhaps and play it.
Well,
John, give me a second.
well,
I can't show anybody. I can't do anything until I can show somebody what's going on.
Are we even online with the stream? Oh, no. Offline is what I'm saying.
Is it? All right. I'm still I'll bounce. I'll be right back.
All right. Well, then there's no point in me playing it. So I'll wait a minute. I'll kill for time.
When we come back, maybe you can just explain what libration is, because I'm no good, or John, one of you two, or because
I could sing some Journey. Wheel in the sky, keep on turning. All right, I'm gonna stop.
Yeah.
So essentially, that is what it is. It's the moon wheeling across the sky.
I thought
It's John's video of, and then allegedly there's a slight face shifting to the left and to the right as that occurs, so that at some point we're seeing about, I guess, 48 or so % more of the moon to the left and to the right as it kind of. I'd have to show you with the camera. But it's more of a wheel across the sky to me than the revolving part of it. The revolving part of it is so negligible that, again, Journey's Wheel in the Sky pretty much sums it up.
I thought it was a bit where you could see around the edge.
Yeah, the edges. That's what I was saying with the left and the right. I guess I should have been a little clearer. But yeah, as it's wheeling across, it's also kind of shifting left and or right, whichever direction you happen to be viewing it from, so that at some point you can see more craters around the edge, quote unquote, to the left side or to the right side or whatever, left or.
I've seen animations of libration, but I've never seen real
John's video
photographs.
doesn't show it, right? Your video doesn't show it, John, of the moon wheeling across the sky, which is one I constantly show people when they tell me, "Oh, the moon doesn't do that." It's like, do you ever look in the sky? Here, let me show you a video, and I show them that one.
Well, there's a handy dandy CGI model on NASA that shows loads of libration, but I'd like to see the actual photographs of it.
That doesn't happen. You and I both know that. We look at the sky way too much.
Are they talking about 0.9% or something?
Right, something like that. I'm not. We're not back yet. Hang on.
Yeah, we're totally gone.
Yeah. Thanks, Ravenlocks. No, I'm just kidding. I can't wait to see the video, man. I'm just being silly. I'm glad it wasn't when I was doing it earlier, because mine was thinking it was going to crash for sure. Well, good. Give me a second then.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello. It's all gone bloody quiet.
Yeah, I had taken a little break for a second.
Can't hear that.
Maybe not.
I'm here.
Oh, there he is.
I'm just trying to queue up.
The only one missing is the crucial element, which is Josh's system keeping us on YouTube. He's resetting up for us.
Still recording my end.
Well, that's a bonus.
Oh, well, then I guess we should all be on our best behavior. I was about to start slamming people. Oh, I'm just kidding.
Good job for some mild-mannered, isn't it?
Tell me if you're seeing my screen.
I do see a screen. I don't know if it's yours with a Sweary G moon on it. I do, sir.
That'd be me. All right, well, when we go back online, I'll just run that in the background.
You all good with all your little tabs? I had to double check mine before I went live with my screen a while ago.
I haven't gone live. I'm just recording.
Now, this doesn't surprise me, John, slightly, but are you about to contest that you're struggling to observe libration?
Yes, sir. I'm like him. I don't see major libration ever myself.
Yeah. Like I said, I've never seen it, and I've never seen the maps that give you the extra bit around the edge.
I've seen this, the wheel in the sky.
I see lots of moon maps, and they're all round. That's the moon I see. There's not the extra bit that you see from libration in Australia and extra bit you see from here or there, is there? They're all just round.
Oh, I don't know. Where's that NASA libration bullshit that they always show?
You said that.
See, when you take the shots of the moon like you did there, John, it depends on what angle you're shooting. Are you watching it go over your head and you're keeping... So by the end of it, you've got your back bent backwards, or you follow, or you follow the moon around. You're turning as the moon, because that will make a difference on the shot.
I
Right,
am.
so
Do you want me to answer?
If you just followed it backwards and bent the moon should stay exactly the same.
Well, it doesn't go over my head.
Yeah, I was thinking it would.
All right.
It's going basically, 20, 30 degrees above the horizon. All the shots from this were taken from the same location, an hour apart, with a horizontal camera. So get on with it. So this is just it going across the horizon, basically, from...
I can never do that, because the moon is nearly always between 70 and 80, 90 degrees above my head.
No, it's about...
it doesn't go much lower than that for me.
It's about 30 or 40 degrees above my head most of the time. But then I'm 52 degrees north latitude, you're 20 degrees south.
Mm-hmm.
So you should be more under the moon, and I should be more...
Watch out for snakes.
Watch out for snakes.
Are we back online yet, or not?
Mm-mm.
not got Josh back, have we?
Josh may have just texted me, actually.
You still seeing my screen as well, yeah?
Yeah, that's a nice shot, that one.
It's not, it's CGI, you boner.
Oh, that's what I was surprised.
From NASA to boot.
That's what I'm trying to show you, that it shows it wobbling, it going sideways and backwards, and you can see a crater over here that you can't see out. This one, that's nearly disappeared there. Now it's gone behind the shadow. I mean, this is what they call libration. It's like, I mean, they're telling you it's 50.8 or 50.1% of the moon that you can see in total. I mean, it's just utter gibberish. But like I say, I'd like to see the photos of it. If I can make a bloody photo of it,
wow,
why can't they?
Yeah, but
why do they have to use CGI?
I think it's more like. See, that's going through the whole phase. That's not just overnight. That's through the whole phases. I think it's over the month is what that's supposed to be. And that actually does occur, because I know at one point I can see the crater to the north, what I say to the north, to the top, whatever, of the face of the moon. And sometimes I don't see that crater. That's why I know it's a real, quote unquote, thing. But I was thinking they were saying this happened overnight. But seeing that's phasing like that, that's over the month.
I'd just like to see photos rather than CGI.
I just might be able to find one. Hang on a second. Not that like what you're seeing there with that crazy CGI, but I was at a festival one time last year, and I walked up to this photograph of the moon, and I was just stunned. I'm like, that's not possible. And he was like, why? I'm like, well, because you can't see those two craters at the same time. He must have superimposed it somehow. And I'm going to try to find that. Hang on. Apparently we lost Josh forever. We may have to go live on my channel. Well, I don't have OBS even on here anymore. I took it off to see if I could update it better. Get an updated version, because I couldn't get it to do anything it was supposed to do. All right, where is the picture? Uh-oh. Did we lose somebody, or did somebody come back?
Somebody came back.
Welcome back.
They're fuckers.
Snipers.
I really just need to drop $1,000. Anybody know how to rob a bank?
Hardly, yeah.
Well, we can't get back.
Become a bank, Josh. That's how you rob it.
Right.
Right? And start your own religion.
Who's got the TV on?
My old lady, can you hear it?
It takes two.
That's it.
Yes means yes and no means no.
I can't even hear what y'all are talking about. So, is the door not closed? I guess it's not all the way. Let me go make sure the door's shut. I don't know. I don't usually hear it.
That's all right. We're back. We're good. We're live, at least for the time being, until they boot us again. Sorry, everybody. I don't know what that is. I guess until I get my sugar daddy anonymous donor willing to send me a PC willing to process all of this stuff at once, I'm forced to run my hamsters on their wheel that I've shoved inside this little corporate laptop that I've gotten secondhand. But given what I have to work with, I think we do all right. They just like to F with us every once in a while. And I have to stop and reboot in the middle of a show. Which is never any fun. And now I'm trying to make sure that I'm not going to crash again because it almost acts like it wants to. So I'm just going to sit here and keep my fingers crossed. You guys talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to knock on wood.
Should we do all the sharing, Josh? Just let you say.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Just whatever we need to show, I can throw the videos up or whatever. Until it won't really crash my computer. It just changes my Windows settings to the lower color scheme.
I'm going to have to bugger off for a second. I've got kids all around me. All right.
Well,
All right, so we are back. Yes. Oh.
what were we up to? Line break. Mr. Savage, take it away.
Hold on a second. It looks like. Are you sure we're back on?
We should be back on.
It finally. I refreshed twice and it was still showing offline, but now it's back up here as well. Okay.
It's like
Welcome
everything
back.
wants to take longer than normal.
Mm-hmm.
You feds would get off my broadband. Stop piggybacking on my stuff.
Told you guys to vote for net neutrality.
Here's what sucks is I saw Salamo in chat, so he's probably up there just shaking his head. You dumb efforts. I've offered to help you, but you
Yes.
don't
That's
ignore
yes.
me.
Linux. Get
Ignore
that
my
Linux.
messages.
Not that we ignore you, it's that we're really lazy.
That's it. That is absolutely it. We're super, super busy. Not really. We just
That's air quote. I heard those air quotes. I love your art from this morning show. I was just seeing it there, sir.
Thanks. I loved your title.
Yeah, well, it definitely was.
Catchy. But we are screen sharing. So anybody that wants to share anything, John, is that you? I think. Or, yeah.
Go, John.
Nice bit of real life from NASA.
I've got everything looking green on my end. So. Oh well, that's probably because my my screen. It was green 5 minutes ago. Who knows what it looks like now?
So this is what NASA tell us it does in a month or 14 days or whatever. And so they don't have, you see, they don't have the crater moving in, well, this is what they say that happens in a month. So this crater here over the month comes down and down. Back up
crater.
again,
Right.
and back down again. So this is over the whole phase.
Over the whole month. Yeah.
And then
so I've got
this
this
is
person.
compared to what I took in one night. 10 hourly consecutive shots
Which
in
is
one
the
night.
wheel. Right.
And that turns nearly 45, 50 degrees maybe.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It was around 40 degrees or so.
Goes from what, the 1 o'clock position to 3:30, 4 o'clock in one night. So yeah, there you go. That's what I think about libation.
So what were you saying? You were saying it's to do with monthly transit and observation.
I'm sorry. I was sending that text to try to get that picture. I apologize, sir. What was your question?
But you were implying it was more monthly.
Yeah, that's what. Because I've seen the different end, like the two different end craters, point craters. That's actually where they assembled the sphere with the girders, as you can see there. But if you can't see both end points to the girder system at the same time ever. It's only like one time of the month, and then just a couple of days for me at certain times of the month can I see the north assemblage point
So my
or
only
northeast, I guess, assemblage point.
is why don't we have a map of the moon, which is round, which we all see, and then the extra bit at the top, bottom, left, right that we all see. You know what I mean? Because of that. So, or am I missing the point?
No, I think you got it too.
That's a good point. Why don't they have a map of the moon? They can't do it.
Apparently, you can get an exact 3D replica, little baseball size one to sit on your desk. What are you guys talking about?
Yeah,
They've had
yeah.
it fully mapped. I mean, come on, guys. Come on.
We got robots on Mars taking selfies.
That's it. Exactly.
We don't have a map.
Hope you guys didn't hear me swearing as my headphones came flying off then. They do have a map of the moon.
You missed it.
They do have a map of the moon with the extra parts on it. It's just made up, Adam. They just make it up. But you can find them.
So in terms of what's achievable then, from CGI, this is Chris Monk's bet. Let me just know if you can hear the volume. So this is kind of proving the same point then, as you showed, John. You know, they can model whatever they want with CGI. But I think from what Chris has done here, it's obviously it's azimuthal, but it's showing, from my understanding libration is achievable. So a criticism that's given to any flat Earth model that, well, you couldn't show libration on a flat Earth, it only occurs in a spherical model. I think this is the pertinent point that Chris is demonstrating that here. Let me press play and then tell me if you can hear it.
Hold on, are people seeing that in the live stream?
No, we've gone offline.
Have we?
Have we? For real?
No, there we go.
My phone said offline again. Oh no, we're back on again.
Okay, go ahead, Adam. Sorry, I can see it now.
Have you got sound? Right. Did you hear Anthony Riley there?
No.
No. Okay, so how do I put sound on?
Go to the call and go to share system sounds on the drop down. Yes, sir.
System sound.
Now try. And put headphones on.
Oh.
Okay, that's not good.
Wait there. I don't just mute. I'll mute.
I've got a different version of Skype to you guys. I haven't even got menu options in the top left. If you mute Adam, you're probably muting the system sound.
I don't think that's correct, but I might be wrong because we're still not hearing anything. So if you're muted, try unmuting. Now try.
Right, that is the same effect
Yeah,
of libration.
okay, we can hear you.
Correct?
Okay, we can hear you.
Yep.
And this is demonstrated because he's not at the North Pole. If you were at the North Pole, there would be no libration on a flat Earth.
However,
Correct.
you can get the same effect by having on the spherical model. If you were at the center of the Earth's core, you would have no libration. But because you were off the center of the Earth's core, in other words, at the radius of the Earth, on the edge, on the crust, you're not away from the edge there. You're not at the North Pole. In other words, the center of the Earth. So you have the same effect. So libration couldn't be explained on a flat Earth before now, but now we can explain libration because this video does it. You can recreate libration by being off the North Pole on a flat Earth plane.
That's right. Now, on the globe Earth model, vibration is caused due to an elliptical orbit, and you remain stationary around the circumference of the Earth, so you don't change relative to it so much, other than seasonally you rock back and forth on the 23-degree axis. Right, so they kind of compound it. They have a 23-degree offset, right, which means you would be kind of rocking in and out towards the moon, but if the moon is in elliptical orbit, then they have libration due to that. Right, so they're doing the same thing, but they're using balls and ellipses, this is just a circle and your relative distance to the pivot point. Yeah, cool.
How can it just be a circle? If it's oh god, I got a terrible feedback.
You should be announcing. At a baseball park. We all should.
It's time.
This is
In this corner, weighing in at 483 pounds, Andre the Giant.
We're live at Detroit at the Superdome.
So,
1993.
who's echoing?
That's Adam. You're gonna, and then find a set of headphones, perhaps.
Wow, it is definitely Friday. My goodness, everybody says we're also having trouble on the sound issues apparently in the chat there that I'm just now getting to. I apologize for being late to the chat, everyone. It has been system flat Friday for sure. Flat line.
Are you there, Adam?
Looking good, Mr. Rogers.
Can you hear me okay now? Or
Yeah, can. Libration then, if true, would almost certainly prove or be evidence for a spherical moon. I personally don't think it exists. I don't think. Well, I haven't been able to see libration, but if they're saying it's true because you're off center or whatever, then it can't.
No, I disagree with that. I'd say I'd dampen down the statement. I would say it means it can't be a flat surface. That doesn't mean it can't be concave.
No, it can't be concave either. Because if it's concave, then how can you see craters beyond?
What if it's like a viewing lens into a bowl, and at certain points you're looking at certain sides of the bowl you can't see?
But at all times you should be able to see the absolute edge of the bowl.
Well, if it's not a bowl, then what if it's like you've taken a dome, a globe thing, an orb thing, and cut it off?
Well, stick to the bowl first. If you're talking of a concave surface, if you rotate to a slightly different angle, you will have, because of angular resolution, an opened up image where you would see more of that flat surface.
That's what I thought.
Actually appeared as the edge. So that would be the same on a ball. It wouldn't be on a surface, but on a concave. I think. If you see what I mean.
Well, actually, in this, I've got one of these dome lens things that our buddy Zach has, and holding it in my hand as I'm turning it left and right, I can see more of my finger here and less of it there. So yeah, a bowl with the lens would do the same thing as an orb. I'm doing it right here in my hand. Here, I can show you guys on the camera.
Okay, you set that up. I think what I'm trying to say, I mean, with Chris Monk's animation, he either made the moon a 2D flat surface, or he made it a sort of beyond 2D flat surface. Do you see what I mean? He can't.
Yeah, I think in his animation, it's a ball.
Right. Okay. That's what I'm saying. It veers more towards a spherical moon than a flat or concave moon if libration is happening, and I'm still yet to be convinced that it is actually happening. So. So what you doing, Walt? Can you talk?
Sorry, I didn't know I was muted. I stood up. Okay, so you see this is one of those domed lenses. Okay, so there, I wrap my hand around it. Now, well, I'm going to do this at a different angle. Okay, so you see how, let me see if I can get it lined up. Okay. Well, I had both hands on it, I guess, earlier. I can't get it to angle right here with the camera. You see how just turning it, you're seeing more or less of my finger?
Yeah, I see what you're getting at.
Or my thumb over here, you can't even see my thumb that way. Oops, there it is. And then suddenly you see my thumb. Can't see my thumb, and suddenly you see my thumb. You see what I'm saying? So
yeah.
If it's 45 degrees,
we can always see the extreme edge of the lens though, around the outside. So yeah, I don't know. Interesting.
I don't know. Just
the moon again,
some
isn't
live
it?
research you guys are seeing happen here. So
that pesky moon again.
It's been making me loony this week for damn sure.
Well, shall we move on and maybe bring up the final bit of the moon, which was our little head. Well,
surely. You've got yours. Do you have my footage too? Because I never did anything with it, Adam. I got sidetracked with family stuff here this week.
Well, and then the eclipse. You show yours and I'll show mine. How's that?
That'll work. Hang on. Let me get it sent over to the. Or do I have it already in? Yeah, it's already in the Skype call from yesterday, wasn't it? No, where is it? I'll find it. Sorry, find yours.
Well, I'll show mine first, and
you show yours, and I'll show mine.
I'll show mine first. But you've got to promise that you'll show yours.
It's a deal.
Is it a promise?
It's a promise, man.
Oh, that's all right then. I'll show you mine first.
Jeez.
Okay. So what we did, James, you weren't there, were you? So we was chatting in the week, and like I said, it was rubbish on the day of the full eclipse that we want to see in the UK anyway. But it was clear nights either side, and both nights I kind of took pictures of the moon as it was approaching its zenith, and all I'd used was one of these telescopic lenses that, as you can see, probably on the screen, was just on my mobile phone, so I could zoom in a little bit and maybe get a little bit of detail extra that I'd not seen on, just looking about with it. I'm not going to get as much detail as my P900, but hopefully something that was a bit easier to transport a little bit and just seeing how good it was. And as I did it, I'll show you. I just got a really, really weird effect. As you'll see, it's double moon image. So you can see there's as I hold the camera up to the moon, I'm just, and that was the weird thing for me. If you just look at it, the moon kind of.
Can you maximize it, Adam?
Yeah, 1 second, I will do. Sorry.
Cool.
Okay, so it's not that the image separates. The kind of light kind of stays the same from my perspective, but the moon itself kind of appears from behind the light haze. And what you see is kind of this totally unlit moon. Really, like I said, compared to like the P900 shots when you zoom in, but there's still the brightness there. It combines the two. And it may be, that's what I'll allude to later, due to the lens itself. But so there, I've kind of shown mine now. So it's got to be your turn now, Walt.
Okay, actually, I will show mine. And actually, I did lie a little bit. I did clean it up. I forgot completely. Mine was already on YouTube, and I cleaned it up. So let me go to my screen shariness and start sharing. Can you see my screen? Can you see mine now? Wait,
Yeah.
Sorry.
You've got to zoom in on yours as well.
I will. I'm going to zoom right in. All right, here we go. You don't need to see hear the audio. That might tax the system. But here's my same. This was the night of the eclipse. So as you see in this area, this is the actual lens flare happening and moving in relation to me steadying the camera. This never changes orientation to the moon. It stays completely the same distance. The only thing that moves around like a lens flare is this actual lens flare.
That cleaned up quite nicely, didn't it?
It did. That YouTube editor actually has a nice little stabilizer on it.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's the night before the eclipse, is that right?
No, that's the night of the eclipse. That's the first shot as it's allegedly a little bit of shadow. Well, now it's really out of shot. Hold on, it'll get back in.
Oh,
right here is a little tiny nibble starting to happen, and that's like an hour after I got there.
Ah, okay.
That's right there at the 10:30 position.
About 10:30, yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Adam.
I was just going to say, I've never used this lens before. Like I say, it's a strap-on for a mobile phone.
Well, see, that's what I'm using. I wonder if that's what's causing this.
Yeah.
What kind do you have? What kind of strap-on? Well, this goes south quick, doesn't it?
Oh, it's getting more.
All right, it's lost it. I've lost it. Let me stop sharing before I do crash out my system. Okay, so
it's a good job we're showing video, to be honest. Anyone listening to just the audio will be, yeah.
You might get that R-rated show after all.
Come on, Adam, show us your strap on.
Yeah, well, we've stopped him doing it, replaying it on the Ironworks, haven't we? So, I mean, for me, the interesting thing there was they appear to be the same telescopic lenses. We'll stick with that.
Right. Well, here I'll show mine. I'm not scared to show mine. I'm quite proud of mine.
Oh, I'm not getting yours is bigger than mine. I've only got a little one.
Yeah, it's pretty hefty. It's got some heft to it. It's 12 by 50.
God damn it! I'm gonna have to get it out, aren't I? Let me get the bad boy out. Oh Lord, it's not. If I put it bigger, the camera.
It's a pocket rocket.
The camera does add 10 pounds, they say. So.
Not the size of the lens.
Hey, that's right. It's the picture you take, brother.
It's whether you can be bothered to use it.
Exactly.
Rob.
Camera should have added 10 inches.
We lost all viewers at this point. My goodness. Oh, sorry, people. It's Friday. We're quite delirious at this point, apparently.
So my only point is it the fact that it's telescopic lenses? But the interesting thing I thought was that the image was offset to different sides. Now, mine was in the early evening, so the moon was coming up towards its end. I don't know what yours was.
Yeah, that was at moonset yesterday or the day before, whenever.
Yours is on the way down, isn't it?
It was
So
at moonset. Yes, sir.
yeah. So maybe that tells us something about lenses. But I was going to say, have you used that lens before on the moon?
Actually, I did last night. I finally had a cloud-free night, and I went out to see if I could duplicate that, and I could not. But the moon was directly overhead when I attempted it. And unfortunately, I got too sleepy to wait until it got closer to daylight and trying to do it again. So as it approaches the horizon, that may be what's going on. Is it's further away, and it's that whole stereoscopic viewer thing that we were talking about the other night. That separation of image happens the further away it gets from your lens, perhaps.
Obviously, when we showed this to John, you get the scientific evaluation, and his first thing was, have you tried it with a P900 as well? So I did, John, and yeah, there was no image distortion, movement, or anything. It was just the same as I described. You zoom in, and the moon stays very bright. So I do think it's totally the lens, but it's a very interesting effect.
But the reason, I mean, the moon at the moment is over the equator, isn't it? As far as I know. So that would account for the reason why you're seeing it differently to Walt, surely. You're looking from completely different perspectives. Walt, you're
Right.
about 34 or something, wasn't it?
Something like that. 29, I think, more like
Okay.
30, something like that. Yeah.
Right.
The point I'm alluding to there, John, is from my perspective, in relation to the moon, it was traveling in one direction towards me, say, yeah, it's not gone over my head yet, and the moon itself, when you see the image, the solid image of the moon, not the light, is displaced to the right. And then on Walt's one, irrespective, I could have done it 8 hours later if the moon would have been there, or, you know what I mean, sort of 6 hours later sort of thing. But on Walt's one, the moon is heading down from its zenith, and it's displaced to the other side. That was the only thing that I thought was noticeable or of comment, really, in terms of significance, that at least the lens seemed to displace it in a way that maybe demonstrates its more real position as opposed to its optical position, because it's really odd the way it is so dull behind there. It's like all the bright light's taken away and it's held there, and as Walt's particularly shows, but mine does the same, the images don't distort. As you move it around the lens, the relationship really doesn't change. It's very
Right. It's
not like a
it
lens
stays
flare.
in the same ratio for sure. The only thing that seems to move like a lens flare is what you could see on mine for sure was a lens flare. But I think, like I said, last night, the only thing I was able to catch was directly overhead, and it was just a semi-full looking moon, nothing to the left or to the right. So that has to be the distance that the moon gets from you as it approaches setting.
Can you put Rob and your moon up there so you can we see the moon on that image? Is there a place where you can both?
What you on about? Sorry. Can I put?
Earlier we were talking about visibility of the moon. Will that scroll so you can see if it's?
You change the time and day on it. So.
Oh, yeah. That's cool.
Tell me the time and day you want, and then I'll put it to that.
Well, put it on the 31st at like. Put it on the 31st at like, say 5:30 in the morning. Or for me, 5:30, I guess would be. I mean, 5:30 would be like what, 11?
Just click
GMT.
up and down on that, John. It'll move.
Sorry?
Just click up and down on the hour mark, and it'll move, won't it?
Don't know. Let's have a look. Yeah, but it's not until you hit change the time.
Yeah.
Then it'll do it. So what did you want? 31st of the month at, what are you, GMT plus what?
I think I'm plus 6. Yeah.
So about
Or
11.
something like that. Yeah, about 11. That's about right. Yeah. and see if Rob and I should see it at the same time.
Doesn't look right.
No, that time's not right. It was 11 o'clock at Rob's time, weren't it? So that's
11 a.m. p.m.
Yeah.
So Rob's like 10 hours, GMT 10 hours behind. So what are we looking at? 2 o'clock?
1 p.m. Yeah, 2 o'clock. Put 1 o'clock.
Oh no! What time does the show start for you? The TFR show, Adam? 10 a.m. Right?
Yeah.
Right, that looks more
So
like it.
So that's like an hour and a half later for me. 5:30 is an hour and a half later, so it should be like 11:30 or so.
That's even showing the eclipse on that one. Look.
Right.
And it's right over Townsville.
So go and see. Can we see them together? Rob and I. Should we be seeing it together?
It's over Rob's head, as he describes. Isn't it?
Does that look right to you guys?
But how can it be on your horizon? Well,
right, exactly. That's crazy.
Well, because it's on a not a round map, isn't it? It's a flat map.
But that little arc S-wave should
Mercator map.
It should be showing. That's why they do that little S-wave. It should be accurate.
Why is it dark where the sun is and light where the moon is?
That was my question. Why are we seeing light over the moon and darkness over the sun?
Time.
So the map shows where the moon is visible from the Earth, depending. So it's set for the moon. So is your house in the moonlight?
It would have been. I would have been in moonlight, yes, and sunlight. Moonlight.
No. Look, the moonlight is lit up, isn't it? As the lighter area is your house.
It's not. No, it's not. In this shot that I'm looking at on the screen right now, no, it is not.
John, can you find Walt's house? Is that you got the screen? Yeah. So look, it's not just on the edge, is it?
No, it's not even close. It would have been way set for me at that point. And it was just starting at 5:30 for me.
John, bring the cursor onto the screen. Let's say bright parts can either see. What does that say when the cursor comes on? Bright. Pull the cursor on the screen, John. There, look. Bright parts can either see the moon or be seen from the moon. There's no bright parts there, is there? Go to the slightly brighter part to your left, John. Yeah, so the bright parts are clearly the bits that can see the moon, and your house, Walt, was saying you can't see the moon.
No, not at all. That's crazy.
And what time is
Ding dong, the ball is dead. It was 5:30 for me, and that would have been.
No. Look, that's 2:32. So you need to set it to 11.
That's GMT, though.
Yeah.
So this is.
They
were saying
it needs to be 11 o'clock GMT.
Yeah, 11 o'clock GMT is that what it is, right?
11 or 23.
Yeah, we've calculated this based on the TFR show. So
yeah, the TFR show starts at 10 o'clock for Adam, which is 4 in the morning for me.
10:30.
And then 5:30.
So at what time do you want it then? 11.
11:30 would have been about the time the eclipse started for me.
So it's going to move across. Oh, there you go. The ball's back.
Now we're back on the ball. Shite.
Damn it.
All right, you guys got us. We've been faking it.
To the ball.
You can let go with your toes. I mean, you better grab hold with your toes, actually, Rob.
Stupid gravity.
Well, it depends where Rob saw the moon. I mean, was it north?
He said it was overhead.
Well, that's
he said it was
nowhere near overhead then, is it?
No, not at all. See, how am I getting a moon set where I'm located on the south? I'm not getting how I'm even seeing what I'm seeing at this point. I'm going to have to go back out to Burns Point and map it a little differently or something, because something is not even adding up for what I saw.
I don't think it's going to make sense until you put it on a circular flat map. Not necessarily the AE for all you purists out there. I'm not bigging up the AE. I'm just saying this map makes no fucking sense. Look at it. I mean, what is it? This is also the trajectory of the ISS.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Anyway, anything else we want to see?
I'm done with the moon.
I think we mooned everybody enough. Is it break time? No, not
Gravity.
quite. Yeah, I guess it is. Give us a minute. Let's gravity up. Wait. He said you clicked 1:30, not 11:30. Is that possible?
11:30 here. Is that what you mean?
I'm not sure. Yeah. Okay. Right.
That's 11:30 UK. So
Yeah.
an hour and a half
Yeah.
into your show. Is that right?
Into our show. That's right. That's
Right.
perfectly correct.
Okay. Well, that's what it looked like, according to the McCade flat map thing.
But is that supposed to be representing the amount of eclipse that was happening at that time?
Well,
That little moon graph?
well, it
Graphic?
changed, didn't it, from when we had it
That's
before?
That's
So
not even
You
close to
didn't
what
see
was
any
happening.
John, take it back 2 hours.
That's not even close to what was happening at 5:30 in the morning. At 5:30 in the morning, it had just barely started, and I was thinking that they had gotten the time wrong and that Rahu was slow this year or something, because I had been out there for an hour waiting for something to happen, and the moon still looked like it did when I got out there until 5:30, because I was out there at 4 a.m. or actually 4:45.
that's 2 hours back then.
I mean 4:45. Thank you. Sorry, I'm all looking at your times and dates here. Look, yeah, it's completely full there.
So why can't I click on a bloody thing?
So that would have been when I got out there at like 4:30, right? Yeah.
And then 14.
I know, 3:30. That would have been an hour before I got out there.
So then 3 hours into it, or whatever. This is what
Yeah, and so that's what Rob would have been seeing.
apparently, yeah. Yeah.
And by that point, yeah, it's out of my sight completely for sure, but it's not completely red either there in that shot. So their model here is definitely all not even close to representing anything we saw.
Bit more homework though, boys, I think.
Didn't
Bit
the
more
shadow
homework.
just change as well? Hold on, white on the right side, white on the right. Let's see. White
did.
on the left.
It did change.
Yeah, and it's gone a sort of shitty brown colour too.
Yeah. That's when it's redded up, I guess.
Let's have a look. Another hour on. Let's have a look.
Yeah, it's not brown
It's
anymore
not
now.
brown anymore, but it's. Didn't they say it was a total eclipse?
It was a total eclipse of the fart.
It was a real fall moon.
No
Dog
eclipse.
ball.
Where's the full? There we go. Alright, so we know Rob definitely saw it when it was fully eclipsed. Alright, carry on. I'll stop sharing. You all died?
Nope, I'm here.
No, I'm just looking at the picture here, just thinking it through again, just trying to work out that north node and how it would relate. And
Well, if we're intent on proving a ball Earth, should we show the big ball Earth proof we saw this week and then go to break? Let's do the
sounds good.
Do you want me to play it? I was shocked.
Let's just describe it really well. Nah, you're right. Go ahead. Play it.
No. Well, there you go, Josh. You introduce yourself. I ain't me.
Nope. You go right ahead. I'm sitting here trying to write a pledge of allegiance to the pair. I pledge to the pair, infinite vacuum of space, and to the gravity for which things fall, one religion without question, with 19 billion a year and authority for NASA. That's about as far as I've gotten. This is just off the head, though. This is creative juices flowing. You
Love
guys,
it.
ahead.
I love it. I love it.
Right. I'll start this at the ball earth proof and go to break. It made me laugh. Sorry, guys. Okay.
You didn't share your system sounds, did you, Adam?
Oh, just rubbish, aren't I?
Is it just me, or do haircuts really? They just crack me up these days.
Yeah.
Is it just me, Josh?
Yeah, that's why I don't cut mine anymore.
Well, has anyone got a Quiffy Boo font thing going on?
Not since 1989.
Yeah, that was about, same here. Me leg warmers.
Christ, I've got about a tenth of the hair as it is.
Okay, we're ready.
Go.
There we go.
All right, guys. So I literally had to stop what I was doing. I was sitting here watching this YouTube video of an official NASA rocket shuttle launch because I decided it's time to stop listening to flat earthers. Let me go directly to the source, official NASA rocket launch footage, and there it is, clear as day, curvature, as you can see. I literally paused it where I was, had to come and record this. So again, guys, here it is. Official NASA launch footage shows a curved Earth. Watch. Curved. What the? Why the fuck is it flat? The fuck? Come on. It's fucking concave all of a sudden. What the? Hold up. This is horse shit. This is official NASA rocket launch footage. It's curved. There's your proof. But like, oh, fuck. Fight back against YouTube censorship by supporting me on Patreon. You'll also get access to exclusive, never-before-seen videos and other perks like monthly Google Hangouts with me, free books and t-shirts, and more.
Brilliant.
Made me smile.
Yes. Do one of us need to play us a little music, Josh?
You know, it may not be a bad idea if you have your version of Gravity
Do it.
or Vagabond's version of Gravity. I'd sure hate to.
Yeah, I'll do it. Hang on.
All right, well then.
Sorry, I'm